to Wade. Wade puts it up for the win. Off the mark, and Dallas has tied the finals with one of the most incredible comebacks in NBA Finals history.
A game that Miami let slip away may be seen as either the greatest comeback or the greatest letdown in NBA Finals history is up for debate. The only surefire result that came from Game 2 was a Dallas Mavericks win after starting the fourth quarter down 15.
Deja, I mean, you've seen Connor Wood out there in practice. I mean, he can practice with the team because he's a transfer, right? I mean,
right.
He can still practice. Nick Hirschman, Burnett, you've seen him out there as well.
Right. Yeah, I've
and
seen all these guys.
And you're talking about, see you looking for that next guy that can lead this program. Do you see right now on the roster any one of these guys that can help lead this program?
I see a lot of guys on the roster with potential. Like I said, Nick Hirschman, I mean, especially trying to fit this pro-style offense. Nick Hirschman and Connor Wood and Shane Dillon are the three that really stick out to me because they're the taller, heavier quarterbacks. But, as in someone coming in and actually stepping into the role and taking command of the offense and taking control of the team, I mean, I haven't seen it yet, but that's what spring ball's for.
Joshua, did you feel the same way that Dave does basically for the most part in terms of McGahee's performance?
Yeah, I do. I could be with John Fox. He's always been known to have to run that power back in his offense. And Willis McGahee, I think he was a good signing for the Broncos. For me, he reminds me a lot of Stephen Davis when he came over to Carolina and he helped the Carolina Panthers make it to the Super Bowl. That was the one thing
they had. That's the Wayback Machine there.
Yeah,
Stephen Davis.
He was a staple of that running attack down there in Carolina, being that power back. And, again, that's what Willis McGahee's been known for. And I'm not surprised to see him come out and have a game that he did. I was expecting him coming out of training camp to be the running back that takes the starter spot.
Against the snap, he cocks his arm, he throws a pass, it's caught in stride at the 40-yard line by Thomas. Hits the 50, makes a tackle the 40, down the near side, the 25, the 20, the 15, they chase him to the 10, the 5, he's in for a touchdown! Denver wins! Denver wins!
Kevin Harlan with the call for Westwood One Radio of the Broncos-Steelers wildcard game from Sunday evening. This game definitely put the Wild into the wildcard weekend. Despite being the home team in this matchup, Denver was the 8-point underdogs against the battered Pittsburgh Steelers. The defense held their own in the first quarter, holding the Steelers to only 6 points and keeping the game tight, just the way Tebow and the Broncos like it. Notoriously known for not being a team that performs well in the second quarter, the Bronco offense came to life and created some breathing room.
Tebow in the gun, 4 receivers deployed. He sets up, he pump fakes, throws a long pass into the corner of the end zone. It is caught, back dribbling out of bounds. Did Eddie Royal got the ball? Right now, a 30-yard touchdown completion. Tim Tebow to Eddie Royal.
Tebow connecting with Eddie Royal for the touchdown grab, the first points of the second quarter as the Broncos would pour on 20 and go into halftime up 20-6. The Steelers would score TD in the third quarter and the teams would trade field goals early in the fourth to set up a late score for the Steelers.
Rush from the pocket, the 35, throws a pass on the run into the end zone. A running catch in the back of the end zone. It's a touchdown. Jericho Cotchery in the back of the end zone is caught. A pass from quarterback Ben Roethlisberger of 31 yards, and the Steelers have come to within a point.
Tied up at 23, the Broncos couldn't run the clock out, giving the Steelers new hope. But after an impressive defensive stand by the Broncos, we headed into overtime. And on the first play, Tebow will connect with Demaryius Thomas for 80 of 310 yards passing to win 29-23 and the first playoff victory since 2005. Here's what Tebow had to say after the big victory.
We're the only people I think that believe we could do this. We believed in each other, we believed in ourselves. We just kept the faith and kept believing, and that's a very good Pittsburgh Steelers team.
Next up for the Broncos is a trip up to New England for a rematch with the Patriots. I'm Josh Rising for Buff Sports Radio.
In this fall, I'm going to take my talents to South Beach and join the Miami Heat.
Not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7.
Michael Jordan is probably the greatest scorer to ever play in the game. LeBron James may be the greatest player to ever play the game.
7 to shoot. Nowitzki drives with underneath lefty layup, banks it in with 3.6 remaining. Miami out of timeouts, trailing by 2. James back to Wade. Wade puts it up for the win. Off the mark, and Dallas has tied the finals.
In Game 4, Dirk Nowitzki may have played with a fever, but his game was on fire as he helped the Mavs tie the series up 2 games apiece. Leading up to Game 5, Dwayne Wade and LeBron James may have had their focus elsewhere, Nowitzki could be getting to the Miami Heat, and they may be feeling the pressure.
Well, I just thought it was a little childish, a little ignorant. I've been in this league for 13 years. I never faked an injury or an illness before.
Dirk Nowitzki showed that he's getting to the Heat as he put up 29 points and 6 rebounds and got help from Jason the Jet Terry as he put up 21 points from the bench to give the Mavs a 112-103 win and take a 3-2 series lead and put the Heat in a must-win situation. Now the series heads back to South Beach and it's up to the Miami Heat to show that having a big three is the new trend in the NBA to win a title. The Mavs up 3-2, they had a chance to wrap up the finals and win their first title in franchise history. The two teams kept this game tight early in the first, but the Mavs went on a 17-6 run to close out the first quarter to take a 32-27 lead. But following the hot shooting in the first, things got a little chippy between the two teams, and the game had the feeling that things were going to get a little personal.
As House makes the three and then the incident starts. No one wants suspensions. If you're going to suspend him, do it next year.
This play would help ignite the Heat, and they would get back into this game and take a brief lead. But despite 1 of 12 shooting and 3 points from Nowitzki, the Mavs led at halftime 53-51. But the one player that helped keep this game on ice for the Mavs was Jason Terry, as he was 8 of 10 from the field and 3 of 5 from downtown, as he dropped 19 of his 27 points by half. The second half was a different story, and one person that was absent in the first half was Dirk Nowitzki. The Mavs forward showed up right away as he made the first basket in the third quarter, and he was warming up as he managed to drop 18 of his 21 points in the second half. And coming into the fourth quarter, he did what great players do, close out games.
Nowitzki hooks it up, puts it in. Dirk Nowitzki makes it a 10-point game. Timeout Miami.
Playing stellar defense and shooting 5 of 8 from the field and putting in 10 points, Nowitzki would lead the Mavs to their first title in franchise history.
For the first time in franchise history, the Dallas Mavericks have won the NBA championship.
To some, the focus coming into the NBA Finals was the Heat LeBron James and their big three trying to win a title. But for Dirk, he changed that by winning a title and being named Finals MVP. For all the comparisons we have heard about LeBron, we can actually give credit to Nowitzki. He can close out games and having won an NBA title. I'm Josh Rising for Buff Sports Radio.